I demand a recount. I demand it! Hi everyone, and welcome back to Midnight Theories, and if you're new here, welcome to Midnight Theories. If you made it this far, you already know what the deal is, so let's jump into the recap and go over all the epic stages and why I almost lost my voice yelling at the screen. So let's go. In episode 2 and 3, we are introduced to the 7 vs 7 battle, where the girls are divided into 4 different groups to create thrilling performance videos for the show's signal songs. As the exhilarating battle drew to a close, 2 teams emerged victorious, and from each winning team, a deserving individual was crowned the MVP. It was Team Athena who delivered a captivating performance of Snap, and Team Pick on the top who let loose and had fun with Charismatic, which won over the judges' hearts. Each winning team was awarded 10,000 votes per member, but it was really the MVPs who emerged as the ultimate victors, as they were bestowed with the valuable advantage that would provide instrumental in the next round. In the second half of episode 3, we are introduced to the remix battle. In this challenge, the girls will recreate performances of well-known popular K-pop songs and be judged by an on-site audience. In the end, the team with the most votes wins 2,000 points as benefits. The additional benefit votes have the potential to either narrow or widen the gap. After all the songs are introduced, it is revealed that the MVPs from the previous round was Nana, and Haiky's Wisa will get to choose the lineup for all 6 songs. But there are a few rules. Each song has a predetermined number of available spots that cannot be altered, and there is a specific order that they must follow during the selection process. Both MVPs have the opportunity to choose their desired songs first. The MVPs can be on the same team or on a different team. Next, the winners from the previous round take their positions in the lineup, followed by the members of the losing team. But there is a catch. Any member of the winning team can object to the MVP's choice and ask to be added to a different song of their choosing, but it's ultimately up to the MVPs to accept or deny the objection. After all teams are formed, only 2 contestants objected: Rocket Punch's Judy and Cherry Bull's Jiwon. Judy was originally assigned Don't Call Me, but she said she wanted to try doing a bright song like Fighting to show off her onion-like charm. Judy's objection was successfully accepted, and as a result, the MVP decided to switch her positions with Yoram from WJSN. This decision proved to be a win-win situation for both Judy and Yoram. Prior to the switch, Yoram had expressed her interest in performing Don't Call Me. While Judy's objection was accepted and resulted in a favorable outcome, the question remained as to whether Jiwon would be granted with the same opportunity. Jiwon's concern about the composition of 3 Cherry Bullet members performing Dance the Night Away reflected a genuine fear of not being able to showcase something distinct and fresh. Jiwon made her case to the MVPs, expressing her desire to change her assigned song. She explained that she had already showcased her abilities in the bright and energetic style similar to Dance the Night Away, and she longed to reveal a different side of herself through a song like Nude. Despite Jiwon's persuasive argument, her request for a song change was ultimately denied. The MVPs decided to maintain the original lineup, and as a result, practice for the assigned songs began. The first team to grace the stage was Nude, performed by Nana, Sooyoon, Jihan, and Doa. From the beginning, Nana was set on a style and direction for her team. Her unique vision led her to select bubbly, energetic Jihan, fierce performer Doa, and charming Sooyoon. Nude's message is to showcase a multifaceted identity that transcends societal expectations and showcases their true essence. So how would this team interpret the song? Nana expressed that she wanted to keep the original message of the song and use props like ropes to express the pressure and expectation that people put on idols. Sooyoon shared the same sentiment and added that they would like to use the concept of dolls to represent the idols. And Jihan proposed to add a spooky music style to enhance the overall atmosphere. The combination of these ideas piqued my interest, and I was eager to see how they would interpret this vision on stage. Their intro was strong, I'll give them that. I love the beginning instrumentals accompanied by the sounds of rain and thunder. It created a nice, dark, and eerie atmosphere. The girls transformed themselves into marionette dolls, utilizing ropes to depict the notion that idols are not always in control of their own actions. This symbolic representation effectively conveyed their intended message and added depth to their performance. Suyeon's little hello and ooh in the beginning had me clenching my heart. It was cuteness overload, and then came Jihan with her hairography, making me audibly gasp. It was like she was Eve playfully pulling the finger arrow in the Heart Attack music video, and I was Chu on the receiving end. It was really impressive to see Jihan pull off this sort of mature girl crush image, since I typically associate her with cute vibes. Doa's mesmerizing performance left me in awe, and she completely took over the stage. Her captivating facial expressions and overall performance showcase her remarkable experience in the industry. The unwavering energy she displayed throughout the entire performance was truly impressive. Her commanding presence was undeniable, drawing the audience in and captivating their attention. Her dominance on stage was so compelling that I found myself completely enthralled and under her spell. While I did like most of the stage, I had some issues with the music style and performance. After Jihan's highlighted moment during the "Yes, I'm Nude" line, the spooky instrumentals kicked in and it started to go downhill for me. The music began to sound more like children's Halloween music. And I get that they want to go for a doll concept, but that particular section sounds juvenile and somehow empty. I wanted the girls to give me this or this, heck, even this, but what it gave me felt more like this. I do want to clarify that it only feels that way during that specific part. Also, I wasn't much of a fan of Nana's rapping. The team needed a good rapper, and I wish Nana would have kept that in mind when picking her teammates. Then came the rope dance break. It looked really messy to me and lacked the impact they needed. Using a prop in your choreography, especially something like rope, needs a lot of practice to make it look smooth and seamless, like here and here. While it didn't look that great in the dance break, I actually like how it turned out near the end. The next stage is Fighting, composed of Jui, Yuki, Ju, Ellie, Sujin, and Judy. Fighting, by BSS, is an immensely energetic and wildly funky track that ignites a surge of enthusiasm and excitement within the listener. This very effect is precisely what the song aims to achieve. During the discussion about the elements and concepts they wanted to incorporate in their performance, most of the members found themselves at a loss for ideas. With each member having a preference for other songs they wanted to perform, their enthusiasm to contribute creative suggestions waned. However, Judy emerged as the leader, taking the initiative to propose various ideas. Unfortunately, none of her suggestions were deemed cohesive enough or caught the attention of the production team. As a result, the group had to regroup and start from scratch, eventually setting on an office theme aligned with the original music video. The office concept was kind of predictable and sort of a letdown. When it comes to these competition shows, I want to see these songs performed with a twist, but seeing that none of them were too enthusiastic about the song choice, I can see why it's hard to come up with ideas. The girls showcased their acting skills as they embodied various office personas on stage. From the moment the music started, an explosion of energy filled the stage, captivating the audience until the very last beat. The performance was carefully arranged, allowing each member to have their own shining moment. Their collective efforts and enthusiasm brought the office-themed performance to life, creating an electrifying atmosphere that left a lasting impression. It warmed my heart to see how much Ju has improved since her last two performances. Like, hello? Her rapping took me by surprise. Her smile is infectious every time she comes up on screen, and I couldn't help but smile back. Then, I received a nostalgia hit when Jui's part to get the crowd pumped reminded me of her Boom Boom days when she would yell out, and there's Judy, the facial expression queen, and husky vocals. She was one of the members that stood out the most to me. As for Yuki, she not only ate with her rapping, but licked the plate off clean with her surprise dance solo. Then there was Sujin and Ellie, who stood out with their vocals and infectious energy. Also, Judy and Ellie's high note as the climax was life-changing. The way Ellie tore that high note from her throat was so impressive. You know how people describe the most energetic member in the group as vitamins? Well, this group is full of them, and I need to be prescribed a daily dose. This team completely let loose and had fun with the performance. But one small negative was the camera work. There were some parts I wanted to see a closer shot, like here, or a wider shot during Yuki's rapping. I really wanted to see the chair choreography. And before anyone tells me in the comments that I can watch it in the fan cams, I did, but it gives a different effect when it's complemented with the camera work. In the beginning, I was a little worried going into the stage, but I ended up receiving my plot twist after all. It was that I was shocked at how much I loved it. Shutdown, performed by Wisa, Bai, Sunga, and Reina, was next. There's a specific vibe and confidence you need to perform a Blackpink song, and with these 4 members, it looked promising. The group goes for a Little Red Riding Hood concept, which immediately pulled me in. The girls come out from behind the pack of wolves, aka their backup dancers, but I would have liked to see one of the members be the wolf on top. I think it would have been pretty cool to see. I get it's for the story and it's the big bad wolf, but one of the girls could have taken off the mask and put on a hood. Our intro queen, Huisa, starts us off, but it wasn't one of her strongest. Huisa did the rapping for this performance, which was a nice surprise, but it felt like she was a little ahead of the beat. Then comes Sunga, giving us every bit of fierce attitude we need for this performance. Also, is it just me, or does she kind of look like Chungha in this performance? Bai possesses a distinctive vocal color that I truly admire, and she showcased her talent by delivering an impressive high note. Although she did well, I can't help but wish she had belted out with even more power to create a grander impact. However, the placement of her high note immediately after running up the elevated stage seemed a little poorly planned. I feel like it would have been more effective for Bai to gradually make her way up the stage, while Huiso and Sunga were performing their mini dance solos, rather than sprinting up there. I can imagine that if I were in her position, I wouldn't be the only one huffing and puffing to catch my breath up there. As for Rina, she really flew under the radar for me. She was completely overshadowed by the rest of the team. Sunga was truly the MVP of the stage. She stood out the most to me in this performance. She not only delivered with her rap and dancing, but her attitude and stage presence was on a whole other level. Hear me out. Sometimes less is more. When we see that with Kay and Soan's performance of Only One, originally by Boa. The choreography of the performance demands a high level of synchronization and physical contact between the girls. However, the abundance of physical touch during the routine created an awkward situation for the both of them. In order to get comfortable with one another, the duo engaged in a unique and intimate bonding experience. They spent a significant amount of time together, becoming closely attached to each other through the use of a scrunchie. The conventional method allowed them to establish a strong connection and build trust, ultimately creating a comfortable and harmonious dynamic between them. The pair pulled off an emotional and tender version of Only One. From the second they started singing, they had my undivided attention. The girls showcased an exceptional level of synchronization during their performance, to the extent that they appeared as a mirror image of one another. Their movements were so precisely aligned that they resembled each other's shadows, perfectly reflecting and mimicking every step and gesture. The biggest highlight for me was their mirror scene and the shadow walk. Honestly, I was practically holding back tears the entire performance. On the inside, I felt like I was this guy. Looking back at Soan's reevaluation stage, it didn't do her justice. This stage really made me see her in a new light. As for Kay, she has never failed to impress me. The next stage was SHINee's Don't Call Me, performed by Miru, Yen, Yoram, Joa, and Uyeon. In a previous recap video, I mentioned that basically any taming choreo is difficult, and this remains true for SHINee. One must be prepared to showcase powerful vocals while executing sharp and impactful dance moves simultaneously. This combination requires a high level of skill, precision, and coordination. I love SHINee, and 3 of my top 7 were in this group, so you can only imagine how much I was looking forward to this stage. As expected, Yen killed her part. She was over here using the backup dancers like props. She was sitting on them as if they were her throne, or even standing on them. It really felt like a part 2 to her reevaluation stage. Joa showed off her charming performance during her part, but she kinda sticks out during the wider shots. but it's because her outfit doesn't completely blend with the others. She is wearing a teeny tiny neon green band on her arm, but if she's moving or you don't see it in the right angle, it goes undetected. She really needed more of that neon green color on her. This isn't her fault though, it's the stylist. Queendom is really a good dancer and showcased her skills with the dance solo on the piano, but it sort of fell out of place. Wooyeon was the main vocal for this song, and she did a good job. She really stood out to me in this performance unlike any of her other stages. Typically, I love Nxde's stage presence, but it felt like she was overshadowed by the rest of the members. It also didn't help that her mic was lower than the others. Overall, I felt like this stage was a little underwhelming, but the members did their best with what they were given. The remix battle closed with Twice's Dance the Night Away, performed by Bora, Jiwon, Chaerin, Yeonhee, and Soyeon. For this stage, the girls aimed to maintain the vibrant tropical island vibe of the original while embracing a lively festival atmosphere. Bora made a grand entrance, emerging inside of an inflatable bubble, creating a visually stunning moment. The timing of the bubble popping synchronized perfectly with the sound. Following Bora's captivating entrance, the remaining members joined the stage as the music intensified, building up an exhilarating atmosphere for the performance to unfold. Soyeon and Chaerin gave a bubbly performance. As for Yeonhee and Jiwon, they never failed to put a smile on my face with their performances. And of course, Bora is gonna do what Bora does best, and sing those high notes. I was a little disappointed when it came time for her to belt that high note, because the camera didn't focus on her and her mic was too low. This was supposed to be the big highlighting moment, but it got lost and muffled due to the production crew. After Dance the Night Away, it was time for the results. I can't remember if they said how many people were in the audience, but man, were the votes low. In the end, Nxde kept their first place title, collecting 221 votes, followed by Fighting Team, who collected 209 votes. In third place was Don't Call Me with 201 votes, followed by One and Only with 184. In fifth place was Dance the Night Away with 166 votes, and Team Shutdown was in last place with 152 votes. I'm gonna be real with you guys. The presence of an on-site audience during performances like these can bring both advantages and disadvantages for the performers, primarily due to the potential bias towards their favorite contestants. The majority of the audience tends to vote for their preferred idols, which can influence the final result. Considering this, I would have preferred a panel of judges to determine the rankings rather than relying solely on the audience vote. Alternatively, a combination of both the audience votes and the expert judges' votes at least should have been implemented. This approach would have provided a more comprehensive and balanced evaluation of the group's performances. As you can tell, I wasn't too happy with how the stages were ranked, so it's time for me to rewrite history and tell you guys how I personally would have ranked the stages. In first place, I would have ranked K and Soyeon's Only One. I had chills the entire performance and I was on the verge of tears. Their emotional performance drew me in, allowing me to feel the sincerity and vulnerability conveyed through their voices. I can't even count how many times I've rewatched this performance, but I know for a fact it's more than their on-site vote count. In second place, I have Fighting. Their performance was undoubtedly one of the most exhilarating and enjoyable stages I've seen on a competition show. The team's energy was unparalleled, radiating an infectious and contagious enthusiasm that resonated with everyone watching. Their dynamic presence and electrifying moves created an irresistible urge to join them on stage and dance alongside them. In third place, I have Shutdown. I was really excited for this stage, but the more I watched it, the less I liked it. I kept finding things to critique. In fourth place, I have Don't Call Me. My expectations for the stage were quite high, and I believe that if the focus had been more on the performance itself rather than the excessive flashiness, it could have been even better. In fifth place, I placed Nxde. The on-site audience was too generous with their votes. I think there were way better stages when it comes to overall performance and a cohesive concept. And of course, my biggest pet peeve was that damn children's Halloween music. And in last place, I have Dance the Night Away. The stage felt like one big party that I wanted to be a part of, but it only felt that way because of the backup dancers. If you take them out, I don't know if the climax would have had the same impact. currently one episode behind as I'm currently writing this, but I don't know if I will continue my recaps. It all really depends on if enough of you really like these videos. I also heard there are 2 more competition shows airing called Are You Next and I think JYP's A2K, if memory serves me right. I have had a few requests to cover them, but I'm not sure if you guys want me to cover any more survival shows, especially since my channel has been solely focused on Queendom puzzle videos. But I will say that is because I've been working really hard on 2 huge history videos, which should be out near the end of the month or early next month. So like I mentioned, let me know in the comments, or at least give this video a like to let me know if I should continue recapping Queendom puzzle. Either way, I will still be watching. Oh, and before I end this video, my top 7 hasn't changed since the last episode, so I think my lineup is set. There are also a select few who are not on my top that I wouldn't mind seeing in the final lineup. But what about you? Has your top 7 changed since the last episode? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching and enjoy your stay.